Ladies, gentlemen, tigers, Americans. I look out today and I am more proud than I have been in many years of my country. I look out and I see unity and solidarity. I see Americans who refuse to submit to fear and will not bend to the whims of terrorism. Take a moment and look at the men and women beside you and realize that each and every one of them, regardless of race, gender, sexual identity, or religion, are all patriots. We live in a country not designed to discriminate based on these traits, but instead judges each person based on their actions and their accomplishments. I am ashamed that many of my countrymen have decided to use fear as justification to discriminate against a people who is not responsible for the actions of a few radical individuals. I speak, of course, of the practicers of the Islamic faith. Today is not designed to incite you to hatred of the Muslim religion, but instead to urge you to no longer to turn a blind eye on the terrors and atrocities which a small sect has decided to inflict upon the world. I urge you to welcome our Muslim brothers into the fold of America, for it is only with their help that we will be strong enough to resist the evil which has named itself ISIS.
Hell yeah!
The Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, a barbarous group of violent criminals, has set out to destroy. While they preach death to America, it is not here on the shores of our great nation that their actions have been most drastically felt, but instead in the war-torn regions of Iraq and Syria. Millions have been displaced by these thugs, driven from their homes and their countries to lands far away and foreign. Hundreds of thousands were not so fortunate. Hundreds of thousands have been struck dead, deprived of the liberty of life in the name of a God which in no way condones such atrocities. But I ask you, why is it that these monsters are capable of initiating such drastic and total destruction? I am about to tell you what some of you will not want to hear. I am about to tell you that it was our government, through a failure in leadership, which has helped to pave the way for such a disastrous condition such as found in the Middle East today. It is with great sadness that I stand here to inform you that this is not the first, though I pray it will be the last, that radical Islam has been gifted the atmosphere it needs to thrive by actions of the United States. Each time we have toppled a secular dictator in the Middle East, chaos has ensued. And this can be seen, for example, in the countries of Iraq and Libya. Today, your legislators are attempting to create yet another power vacuum such as these, in what I consider a blatant lie, in the name of democracy. A few men in suits that reside in Washington have decided to arm, equip, and train radical Islamists that have vowed upon their toppling of Assad, in fact, their toppling of Assad, they will use their weapons on Israel and the United States. Do not mistake me. Assad is, in fact, a tyrannical dictator who I do not believe has the best interest of his people in mind. But we, as Americans, must face the stark reality that there is not always a good side to every war. Rather, these rebels have turned these very weapons on the innocents that we were hoping to protect, joining in arms with the very radical Islamists we have been resisting for years. While I sympathize with the innocent citizens of Syria and their plight, I am disgusted, appalled, and downright infuriated that weapons that you and I have paid for are being used to methodically execute not just Jews, not just Christians, but hundreds of thousands of Muslims throughout the Middle East. To this, I say no more. No longer shall we stand idly by while while our government arms our enemies. No longer will we allow our government to send billions to countries that chant death to America. Instead, my friends, let us unify our voice today to let our leaders know that we are not content with this inadequate middle ground. We will no longer allow terror to dictate our action and be used as justification to encroach on our liberties. We are not content to watch our men and women die for countries that do not care for us. And we will not allow for the arming of these haters of mankind to continue, but rather we will unite in our cries for liberty and justice for all of mankind. Thank you very much for coming out here today, gentlemen and ladies. I ask you now to join me in a moment of silence for those innocent lives that have been lost, not just to ISIS, but to all terrorist organizations and radical Islamist groups. And remember that if we remain too afraid to speak out against them, they will only continue to take more and more lives that must be saved. So join me now. Thank you. What do you guys say we burn a flag?
Let's do it! USA! 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 Now! Let's go! Yo, on the page. Come on. Merrick!
Parents are moving uphill. Down in front!
This is why we can't have nice things!
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, folks, you need to stay at least 15 feet back. You cannot be up here. Sorry. You gotta be at least 15 feet away from fire station.
Excuse me, guys.
I'm trying to turn.
He's right there. He's gonna go to the back.
Did I really just run?
as a member of my organization.